special podcast every day until we get there. This is on my new fancy dancy camera, and you may notice that this is not a Ford Taurus but a Hyundai Accent. It's the third time I've driven a Hyundai. First I bought one and the engine blew within 2 days. I didn't finish paying for that one. And then the second one was a rental in Charlotte, and it just run like crud, and I was going to be going a lot of miles. So I went over and got my son, and we got back in the car and we drove it back, traded it in, ended up getting a really nice PD Cruiser instead. So there's 2 for 2. And now this is my third one, and yeah, it's not selling me. Let's put it that way. It's kind of like sitting in the bottom of a rowboat or in an amusement park gondola rather than in a car. So I am not impressed. So anyway, here we are. I don't know if I'm going to number these or just call them specials. Let's call them specials. Special number 1. And it's Monday, April 12th, 2010. It's also, you might notice that it's noon and I'm still not at work. Well, Friday, remember I told you on the last podcast that the transmission in my Ford was not acting well. Well, it decided that it had enough, or actually I decided I didn't want to push it. By the time I got to Columbia, I looked up on Google Places in the smartphone, found there's 3 or 4 shops with reviews. One was half all good and one other half all bad. Another one didn't seem to be a transmission place, and then the third one had just stellar reviews, and that's where I went. So I called him. There's a button on the Android to push dial right there in Places, and I called him. He said I'm coming over, which was good because he closed at 5 and I got there just before 5:30, and that's where it sits. It's not going to be cheap. He's tearing it apart now, and he should be calling me in a minute. I'm sure he hasn't. I just missed it. So I've had my wife come get me, and I rented a car so that I could make enough money to pay for the car rental. Oh, he hasn't called me. Is this charging? Anyway, so next Sunday I'm flying to Las Vegas. Many do. Some wait till Monday to fly out. You don't really miss anything Monday morning too big. There's some labs, and you can get checked in and make sure you get the goodie bag. With record attendance this year, you want to make sure you get that goodie bag as soon as you can. It's sold out. That doesn't mean don't try to go. It just means you can't go to the website and sign up. You're going to have to go through your TAM, or your third-party vendor, and beg tickets that way. And you know, if you want to bad enough, and you're actually a paying customer, there's a good chance you can go. breakouts afternoon, and I'm going to do an interview at lunchtime. It was going to be a lunch interview, but now it looks like I'm open for lunch, so let me know if you need a lunch date. And then Monday night you have the party that's in the actual expo hall, where you get to run around and try not to, accidentally spill hopped substances such as beer, on any expensive equipment. Looks like, okay, I got an email today, and if you're not a subscriber to Springboard, you need to be. Springboard is the source of all things Windows desktop, Windows 7, mainly desktop, mainly enterprise, and SMBs. It's also got quite a lot of deployment information. It's just a real rich source and packaged in a new way. Anyway, they're going to have their own little booth there, part of the Microsoft Pavilion. Sure you get over to that. See what that's all about. Mark, I was involved briefly. They started it, decided they really wanted to go for it, and hired Mark Rusanovich. I think that's how you say his name anyway, Mr. System Internals, and put him as the titular head of that whole department. So that's really cool. So I look forward to seeing those guys. Also, I applied for and was accepted as a System Center influencer. It's a newer thing they have going. I think it's probably less than a year. It's not much more than a year if it is a year. And it's people like me that talk about System Center and blog about it and are on the forums in the community. You don't have to be, super cool like me. You can just be a normal, super cool